All right, what is going on? So the Wuthering Waves. Oh God, what is this? 2.5, I believe. Yes, yeah, it is 2.5 because 2.6 live stream goes tomorrow. 2.5 Phase 2 is just released, and we now have our Overture quest. Even when divinity remains silent. I figure, you know what, I'll go ahead and start uploading YouTube videos starting from here, because like Honkai Star Rail, be too much of a hassle to try to start from the very beginning and upload then. Plus I've devoted so much time and effort into my current accounts that I don't really have much time to try to make up a whole new account to start from the very beginning. So, yep, we're going to start here. And it says here we're going to head to the Soulless Tavern. And while waiting for contact from the Ephor's Palace, you and Abby arrive at the Soulless Tavern, where you run into a blind wandering bard, Nestor. Having learned of the Ephor's invitation to the hunt, Nestor shares with you Augusta's stories before she rose to power. So we're going to get some backstory of Augusta, who I am going to be pulling for sure. For sure. So let's track that. I'm debating on whether I actually want to pull for Brant this patch or just wait for his second rerun. Because I actually have a decent amount of asteroids that I could possibly try to pull for him, but not really feeling like I want to.
Muggy day. Sky's gloomy, air's all wet. Oh, man! Please let me finish my sentence. Ugh. Cold. Oh.
A hot meal should warm you right up.
All right. I'm famished. We barely had a bite sprinting all the way here from Ragusa. Whoa! Pinch me! This is a feast and a half! Hey, Rover. So, we did bring enough money, right? I mean, we kind of rushed out without grabbing anything.
Oh, that. Don't worry, money's not an issue. Augusta made sure we're covered. All our food and lodging here in Septimon is built straight to the Ephor's Palace. But I think the owner might have overdone it a little.
Ha! Better get used to it. You're the champ of the Great Aegon. And you know me. If food's on offer, I'll be a scoffer. Yeah, no leftovers, guaranteed. Free stay, free meal. Reserve really knows how to treat guests. Maybe we should, you know, hang around a bit longer. This smells amazing!
Abby, what do you think Imperator wants me to find? If Cardathia's right, the last clues should be somewhere on the Sanguis Plateaus.
Sanguis Plateaus were once the Septimont front line against the Dark Tide. Due to the region's unique landscape, remnant energy gathers here in unusual density, along with a blight cloud perpetually looming overhead, formed since the first Dark Tide. During high tide seasons, gladiators from across Septimont arrive here to hunt dark tide creations in the name of glory. Fairly certain that's like the northeastern part of Septimont, where all those pterosaurs usually are, and all those other blue creatures. Fairly certain that's where that is. If it's not, then no, it has to be. It has to be. It can't be the western part of it. So yeah.
We're so close to the finish line. Just one step away. But our pace has slowed.
Relax. We're already back in Septimont. What's the rush? I remember Lupa said there's this weird blight cloud hanging over the Sanguis Plateaus. And when the high tide, or whatever, rolls around, all the gladiators go there to hunt tacit discords.
Why the hell did I read that if they're just going to explain it? Okay, whatever.
Wait, is the high tide coming up soon? The Afra's invite did say something about a big hunt. Huh, that reminds me. Aren't we supposed to meet her today?
A messenger came this morning. Augusta is dealing with an emergency, so our meeting's postponed. Looks like it'll be a while. An unexpected change. It's throwing everything off course. I don't like the feel of it. And why me for this hunt? If it's about the Great Aegon, the messenger said none of the other gladiators were invited.
Who knows? Maybe she just wants to test her strength against you. Typical Septimontian, right?
You think so? I've only met her a few times, but I doubt she acts on such simple impulses. And as the Ephor, can she really thoughtlessly do whatever she wants?
Guessed from afar, you possess eyes as clear as crystal. But what troubles you so that eyes once bright as the highland sky now darken with rolling clouds?
This is obviously Nestor. Red hair is a nice little unique touch that I don't think I've ever seen here in Septimont, other than Augusta and Lupa.
A warrior who walks the blade's edge does not falter over trifles. The clouds, if I may guess, are cast from the throne. At the peak of Capitolini Hill, beneath the pale walls of the Ephes Palace, secrets lie buried. And the most intricate among them are those born from the pursuit of power. Even one as honorable as the Ephor must learn when to be ruthless. In Septimont, a city forged in iron and blood, anyone who seeks the throne without knowing the cost is no better than a lamb marching to the butcher's knife.
And you are Nestor.
I am Nestor, a traveling poet. The rains in Septimont never seem eager to leave this season. So then, if you are curious about the Ephor, then allow me to say that nothing would honor me more than to offer even a modest service to the champion of the Great Aegon.
Wait, how do you know she's the champion? And all that stuff about the Ephor, too? Huh? Your eyes. Were we talking too loud?
To see and to hear are but two of the many ways to perceive. Trusting the senses is a habit, a natural experience. but not the only option. Truth be told, I've been gathering inspiration for my next epic, and its protagonist is none other than Augusta, the Effer of Septimont. That's why I speak of her with some familiarity. I have a feeling your tale with her will soon be written, and knowing more about those who walk alongside you is rarely without its benefits.
Tell me about Augusta, the next character I'm going to pull.
Augusta. A girl of humble birth, a resonator of modest talent, a commoner without noble patronage. And yet, from the den of wolves that is Septimont City, she rose and eventually claimed her place. Just like the burning sun was once a cloud of dust.
Okay. Dear guests from afar, do follow me into the near-forgotten stories of Augusta, but simply telling it might be a bit dull. Oh. What methods do you have in mind? What are you trying to do? Let's do methods. Perhaps having the listener become the protagonist of such stories might be a good option. They should add a more immersive touch to the sounds and images you've yet to hear and see. Okay, so it doesn't matter which one I do. At this moment, you are Augusta. You shall relive her past, face the same choices she once made. Thus, please forget your name for now. That's okay. I don't even know what her name, the rover's name is. I just have it set as Rover. Are we role-playing? Of course, Augusta's story is already written. No matter what choices you'd make, they will not alter our reality. So I'm basically just doing a D&D session. Yet be wary, fate is fickle, and a misstep can lead to a swift end. Weigh your choices carefully. Let the story begin. Set aside the complex thoughts and let me sing the epic of a young girl, Augusta. Oh, these are different. Interesting. I can be cheeky for once. I am Augusta. I am Augusta. Excuse me. A gentle warm light begins to blur your vision, and you slowly close your eyes. When it clears, a small frightened girl clutching a sword stands amidst the ruins. A group of solemn Septimontian gladiators stands guard around her. Hey kid, are you alone? Don't be afraid. We know what the dark tide did to your home, and we're here to help. Timidly or boldly? I'd like to think Augusta is bold, so we'll go with boldly. Different choices will change the corresponding stats value. Okay. Health. Alright. You must be hungry. Here, this should be enough to keep you from starving for now. Take the food, refuse the food. I don't think she would refuse free food. We can take you to Septimont City. It's not safe here. We don't know when the next disaster will strike. Staring at these ruins won't change anything. Okay, it's just a continue. I'm assuming that is attack. Martialism, okay. Even if you rebuild these walls 1,000 times, they'll never hold against the dark tide. You don't have the strength to stop it. Bring your sword and come with us. Oops. Let go of your sword. Grip your sword with determination. My image of Augusta is that she would grip her sword. There's a strength, willpower. Gladiators shake their heads and pat your shoulder. Look back at the ruined village or follow them. I like to think that while she is strong, she has some sentimentality some sentimentality in her. So we'll look back at the ruined village. Oh. The story ends and the stat drops to 0. Okay. Interesting. Story's chapter is complete once the corresponding goals are met. Reach a 100 reputation. Alright. And this is reputation. Okay. In the end, you choose to leave the village. The gladiator's words revealed a bit of truth. You lack the strength to protect the home you are leaving behind. In your travels, you stay quiet, engage with the gladiators. Oh, it'll even show what choice or what stat will get affected by the choice. Yeah, we'll engage with the gladiators. Following the gladiators, you arrive in the city of Septimont by ship. You wave them goodbye after arriving at the central square. Meanwhile, you notice the square is crowded with citizens. Remain quiet and anxious. Show your awe of the city. We'll show our awe. A poster for the gladiator's Aegon is pinned to a wooden board. The air is filled with heated chatter about the upcoming match. Draw closer to the crowd. The gathering people push you towards the crowd. Considering who she is, I'm going to assume that she's intrigued by this Aegon, so we'll draw closer to the crowd. You must know Septimont reveres strength. Here, only the victor reigns. That is a law older than the city itself. You notice the passion-filled eyes of this Septimontian. You notice the disdain in the eyes of the Septimontian. I mean, the Great Aegon is... I feel like it's very popular in Septimont, so I believe it's with passion. Eat will be eaten, such is the way of this city. To survive, you'll have to find your fight and seize the crown with your own teeth. Okay, it's just to continue. You can't stop thinking about the conversation. You realize that gladiators are the very symbol of strength in Septimont. If there's a way to dominate the arena, maybe you'll find the strength you're looking for. Quietly leave the crowd. Tear down the poster and walk away from the crowd. Why would you tear down the poster? I'll just quietly leave the crowd. As you leave, you notice that 3 words stand out in the incessant chatter: identity, status, and talent. They seem to be an essential part of gladiating. There are always those commoners who view the Aegon as mere boring displays of butchery, but were hardly entertained by the sight of rats shrieking in the dirt. What we crave is true magnificence, a warrior who can make roses bloom from blood, from an arrogant Septimontian. Alright, just continue. From a cold Septimontian. Want to have a little bet on how many mangy rats are going to try for the Aegon this year? Them and their stench should be stinking up the place. Very cold. Ignore their words. You're sadly concerned about your status and talents. She's not gonna care about that. You are determined to step onto the arena. The rules demand a mentor at your back. Someone to keep death from claiming you on the first day, and perhaps even teach you to see the fight through to the end. After hitting several dead ends, you eventually come across Kato? 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 I'll just assume Kato. Kato is a retired gladiator star, but takes on few proteges. So you want to join the Aegon, you say? Why don't you start by telling me a little about yourself? You recall the discussions about gladiators, identity, status, and talents. People in the city of Septimont seem to value these more than anything. You choose to speak honestly about your past, lie about your past. If he takes few proteges, I wonder if he's actually able to tell when someone's lying. So we'll speak honestly and see what happens there. The dark tide took your home, and you came to Septimont seeking strength. Is that so? You've got some metal, but that's not going to cut it here. So I raised my reputation, and I got something that popped up. Probably like a story marker or something. Oops. Go home. People like you always show up with nothing but fancy dreams, only to see them crushed and trampled. I've seen enough idiots like you. Well, screw you, guy. Try to argue, stay silent. Would you the type to try to argue it? I'm gonna take a gamble. I'm just gonna say silent. Okay, so it lowered my, what is that, strength? Willpower, but it raised my reputation. That's different. What now? Still here, are you? You think your stubbornness will change my mind? Pathetic. Look Kato straight in the eye. Tighten your grip on the sword. I kind of like the option of looking him straight in the eye. Like, I am determined. Alright then, let's have a duel. Land one strike and you win. If you manage that, I'll teach you how to be a true gladiator. This duel here is your entrance trial. Accept the duel. Is this like Enshin's long-lost cousin or my way off? I'm not entirely sure what you're trying to refer to there, Red Rose. I don't... Oh, Genshin. Kind of, I guess. Obviously not made by Hoyoverse, but it has its benefits and flaws. Alright, so this duel here is your entrance trial. Accept the duel after great deliberation, the duel without hesitation. Yeah, it recently celebrated its first anniversary, so it's over 1 year old now. We'll accept the duel without hesitation. Blades meet in a sharp clash. Kato moves with practiced ease. You are quickly defeated, of course. Continue. Strengthless. You realize how weak you are. Yeah. It's why I'm seeking power. It's why I want to become a gladiator. Yeah, I think the first anniversary, it kind of had a little hiccup in the beginning, but I think it did pretty well for themselves, especially with the character that they released during their first anniversary. It was a very, very popular character. We'll just say it's why well, you know what? Say it's why I'm weak seeking power. You really know who you're fighting against. You really pest me. You can't. Now how do you plan to end this? I can give up, or I can challenge him again the next day. I feel like giving up would, like... Why are they highlighted and these ones aren't? She's not going to give up though, so we'll just challenge him again the next day. Back for round 2, are we? Country rats like you sure are pestering as the city folks say you are, huh? Oh, you are as pestering. I can't read. I can attack him or I can defend. Let's go on the attack. Just like last time, you aren't much of a challenge to Kato. You are swiftly beaten once again. Continue. Go back. This is not your path. I'm going to continue to challenge him. There's strength and perseverance. Too slow, too weak. Your foolish swings only bring smiles to your enemies. Then I'll be faster. Then I'll be stronger. I like to think Augusta is the epitome of strength, so we'll go with I'll be stronger. Is that your best? How naive. Well, I guess a rat that lives in the dark is never meant for the sun. Checkmate, you've lost. I'm not playing chess here, guy. Challenge him again. Still not ready to give up. Why don't you sell your sword? It'll get you some food. Nope, I'm going to continue to challenge him. You stand before Kato again, dragging your exhausted body nearly at your limit. I'm about to collapse. Yeah, she's not going to give up. The wind swept up by the blade whispers past, and you're suddenly home. Soft sunlight cascades from the great oak's leaves, and you hear your friend's laughter, your parents' gentle calls. Continue. In the very next breath, a bone-deep chill engulfs you. That touch, you know it all too well. Thoughts race across your mind, and your hand instinctively grip the sword hilt. I mean, it's basically the same answer, it's just different wording, so. I defeated him. You seize the opening and land a hit on Kato. Hands you his sword and turns to leave. I feel like this whole thing was just his training to begin with. Catch Kato's sword, it's rather heavy. Call out to Kato. We'll catch his sword. He's throwing it at us. In Septimon's arena, the victor claims the weapon of the defeated, a symbol of conquest. The sword is yours now. Again, I guess it's the same thing. If you are determined to bite off that crown, do not fall before you get there. Augusta, that's your name, isn't it? Like, I mean, again, it's the same answer. The moment you step into the arena, you will lose this name. The spectators may brand you with a number, a symbol, or even the name of some wild beast. I am prepared. And only the last one standing has the right to reclaim their true name, which is why she's still called Augusta. By then, all will be chanting your name, Augusta. You'll have to conquer their hearts and win their applause, even without identity, status, and talents. Tell me, will I see that day? I will make them know my true name. Yes, determined as hell. Training starts tomorrow, 6 sharp, right here. Okay. I don't know if this is glitched or not. Okay. Sweet. Chapter 1.
Fail enough times, and you might eventually succeed. Should we call it resilience? Or mere stubbornness? Or perhaps, for a girl who has lost everything, there was never a second option. She had no one to trust but herself, and naught but a blade to hold. And yet, as the first stanza of an epic, this is nothing extraordinary. Since the lament, Across the scorched lands of Solaris, I've heard this story repeat itself, again and again. Greatness. Yes, our era has certainly seen it. But true greatness is never found on the first page of a story. Courage, glory, and honor. Such immortal virtues have been etched in tablet and stone. They are never forged overnight. Light as a thread, elusive as the wind, they weave themselves into every twist of fate, tangling with every insignificant choice we make.
Yeah, what is wrong, Abby? Why are you thinking so hard? You don't usually think this hard.
I don't know. It's just unbelievable. The Augusta he's talking about, and the F where we saw in the arena. No way they're the same person.
A girl far from home, arriving in the city upon Capitolini Hill in pursuit of strength. No title, no status, no wealth. I doubt anyone at the time could have imagined her rising to where she is now.
No, there might be one. I'm going to assume that we're talking about Lupa.
Do you mean Kato?
Oh, never mind.
Do you believe Kato handed her that final victory on purpose? And that his scathing words were a test of her resolve?
Maybe he had long grown tired of that corrupt system.
Then Kato must have been an idealist, to place his faith in a girl with nothing to her name. Now, why don't we keep this question in mind and see where the story leads us?
Okay, so I can continue chatting with him. However, I did say I was gonna maybe try do some polls here for Brant, since I don't have him. Hold on. What's my history? What's my pity at? Am I actually at 9? I am at 9. Okay. I'll do a 10 poll just to see if I get him. Even if I fail it, then I'm on the way to getting Augusta anyway. Yeah, no 5-star for me.
Whether you need help with working out or maintaining your health, feel free to come by my gym. We welcome all visitors.
I cannot tell you how many times I've gotten this dude. Ugh. Alright. We'll do chapter 2 and then probably do this next 10 poll. And even if I don't get Brand, I think I'm just going to call it there. I'm not trying to waste all my polls. Are you ready to listen to the Epic of the Blazing Sun? Yes. These are not the same. These stats are not at the same spot they were before. Okay. Dawn breaks with a pale glow. A month has already passed under Kato's training. Every day the grind continues. I need 100 willpower, so a little rest won't hurt. I'll go later. Absolutely not. Stick to the training schedule. What do you mean? You arrive at the training site, repeating the same moves over and over again. Wait. Oh, sorry. Repeating the same moves over and over again has begun to wear on your patience. You notice some gladiators training in moves you've never seen before. You decide to stay focused and keep to your own training, or peek into their training. Curiosity killed the cat, so I'm going to stick to my own training. You reflect on your training. It was always you alone facing the wooden post. patching yourself up over and over. Endure and push through. Give in to sadness. No, we can't give in to sadness. Although I might have to do some type of negative option because my health keeps going down. Days slip by and the gladiator's Aegon draws near. Today, Kato will give you one final lesson. I've done all I can to prepare you. Now you're on your own. Training ends today. Is this the graduation ceremony? Well, there's no change to any stats, so... Here's my final task for you. Tell me, why do you want to become a gladiator? What pulls you through all this training? I already know the answer. I'm unsure of what to say. I'm still confused on why one is outlined and one's not. But I'm curious, so we'll see what happens. Oh. Oh god. Did that lower it to 0? Oh geez, it did. As the memories of your homeland begin to fade, you start questioning why you put yourself through this hellish training. You stand frozen in doubt, and then fear. Without waiting any longer, Kato shakes his head and walks away. That sucks. I just failed that. That was terrible. Welcome back, Red Rose. Okay, let's try that again. Well, stick to the training schedule. Stay focused on your own training. So endure and push through. One final lesson. Training ends the day. Okay. Not gonna pick this one because that one just immediately failed me. So yeah, you already know the answer. Your ideal has never faltered since you left home. To be strong enough to protect others. You meet Kato's gaze, and he reads the answer in your eyes. Offer Kato your thanks. I remember my true ambition. How many times have I accidentally fallen off something tall so far? It's actually very easy to not fall off of something tall. On this game, at least. And even if you do fall off of something tall, you still have a glider that you can use, like in Genshin, to save yourself. And also, the fall damage is actually not as bad as Genshin. I remember my true ambition. In the meantime, a flicker of desire crosses your eyes. You recall Kato's words from when this all started. Why is it only leaning this way? That's weird. By then, all will be chanting your name, Augusta. You'll have to conquer their hearts and win their applause, even without identity, status, and talents. Tell me, will I see that day? Yes, I will make that happen. You're aware that sponsors for the Gladiators Aegon are mostly nobles and wealthy merchants. Figures beyond your reach, except perhaps in the underground arena. After I get done with this chapter, I can show you a bunch of combat and other stuff. Is it my day off from work, or am I usually streaming around? I'm usually streaming around this time. I don't have to go into work until much later. What? I got like 5 hours to kill. Technically 4 because I break for lunch at some point. These are all top-of-the-line merchandise I got here. Care to have a look? An underground merchant? That sounds sketchy. Why are you an underground merchant? Like products on display, you and a few other gladiators stand in the middle of the underground arena, scrutinized by nobles and wealthy merchants in the stands. One by one, those beside you are chosen and escorted away. Volunteer yourself. Take a step forward. We'll volunteer ourselves. The audience cast their eyes in your direction. However, all you receive is constant laughter in return. Visions of your home's ruin flash within your mind. Glimpses of the noble's lavish lifestyle flicker through. I hope it doesn't do anything negative. Oh, it did. These laughs, so they really did have a hand in that disaster. The dark tide alone did not destroy your home. The rotten high places also played a part in your home's ruin. We'll do this one. Okay? Yeah, I make the best of trying to manage my time. When the dark tide struck, those with power and wealth continued their life of indulgence and luxury. The might of the gladiators existed only to serve their desires. Silently, you swear to shatter these rules. A fire of anger ignites in your chest. I hope this doesn't end it. Nope. Sweet. Yes, I am from the States. Well, a village girl with such unremarkable forte, dreaming of power and strength. I can't remember the last time Septimon had a joke this amusing. Show them your sword. Try and you'll see. Oh, finally, it's back to the middle. We'll show them my sword. Oh, I am at 100 willpower now. Awesome. What can you offer? Prancing around like a circus clown and scrambling for your life so we can all have a good laugh? Or do you think playing innocent will win you favor? Don't underestimate me. Yes, we never underestimate Augusta. Anyone interested in this one? After all, watching the weak struggle is always a fine source of entertainment. You give the nobles a chilling stare as they talk in whispers. You bear a small anticipation that someone will pick you. I'll give them a stare. Entertainment, you say? In Septimon's strength defines worth. We shouldn't be so quick to judge a gladiator who offers herself. Alright, continue. You turn your view towards the voice. With heavy steps, a well-dressed old-school noble walks down from the stands towards you. Alright, continue. He smells of rotten stench. It's unlike the smell of rats, as the Septimontians had put it, but a foul odor of power and wealth. You frown at the old-school noble. Silently clench your fist. You just had a thought. Does anyone else eat way too much when they're gaming? I'm not sure. It's a little bit of a random thought there. Just saying. We'll clench our... Well, actually, there's no change in any stats, so it doesn't really matter. You go through an entire bag of chips in one sitting? I mean, yeah, those chips, depending on the flavor, those chips can be really good. I usually go for wavies. I engage only in profitable ventures. To stand in the arena, you must prove your worth. I have 3 trials for you. Survive them and we may speak further, brave young lady. Oh, it's the end. Sweet. Yay! Oh, is there more? Alright, so we just jumped straight into chapter 3. Okay. I need 50 reputation and 100 willpower. Nope, that's health. That's martialism. That's willpower. Okay. You're enjoying talking with me? That's nice. Not really interested in trying to join any communities. I'm just basically streaming for fun. If anybody wants to come in and watch, then they can come in and watch. You accept the noble's trials, though trials is too fine a word for something intended only to break you. Alright, head to the trial grounds. Outside the walls of Septimont City lies a wasteland plagued by the dark tide, your homeland. It's now different from the home you remember. Returning home, you can't help but feel sentimental. Red Rose, I'm not interested, okay? They say a ferocious lion beast corrupted by the dark tide prowls deep within a cave. No common blade can cut through its skin. Alright, continue. Your first trial is to slay that beast. The noble, however, decides to strip you of all equipment but a dull sword. That's not cool. I have no choice but to accept. A dull sword is more than enough. Alright, let's just do this one. The mountain trail winds like a serpent. Among the charred tree stumps, dozens of bleached skeletons lie scattered. You suspect they're getting close as you continue forward against the unpleasant smell. Alright, continue. When the first rays of sunlight split the clouds, the cave reveals itself, breathing death. Before you get a clear picture of the cave, a crushing force presses down upon you. Try to break free, and who are you? Well, try to break free. My reputation went down. Get down. You're trying to get yourself killed. Hold your breath, or you'll alert it. We'll do as he says. You turn around and see a hunter. Just then a massive beast roars and walks past where you are hiding. Okay. Keep my head down. Secretly stare at it. We'll keep our head down. Aw. I need to reach 100 willpower. It's not doing it. After the lion beast has left, you apologize to the hunter. It was thanks to him the beast did not notice you. Going by those clothes, you're a Septimont gladiator. I used to be just like you until I took an arrow to the knee. Lost a big match, got tossed out by the nobles, and ended up like this. We're nothing but playthings. Alright, continue. The skills honed for battle are now merely tools for survival. Septimont has abandoned the strength it desperately needs. You pity such reality. You ask the hunter about the lion beast. Ask the hunter what you should do. Okay. Only a madman would go after that lion. I have my reasons. I know what I'm doing. Hopefully this brings it up. If it brings it down, that's depressing. Wait. His words are rough, but he eventually tells you everything he knows. Continue. You bid the hunter farewell and make preparations for the hunt. To gain more knowledge of your prey, you choose to silently observe the lion beast in the following days. Continue. After a few days, you've managed to grasp an overall behavior pattern of the lion beast. Thus, you march towards the deep cave. Enter the cave. Okay. Deep within the cave's dark embrace, you tread softly. Then, a sudden dread freezes your steps. Between the flickering torch flames, a monstrous shape appears. The lion beast. Fire from the nether dances amid its golden mane, while claws like scythes tear wounds in the earth. Maintain distance and swing your sword. Draw your sword and strike the lion beast. Will maintain distance and swing my sword. As you expected, your sword fails you. It's ineffective against the lion. Before you can take a breath, the lion's thunderous roar storms you again. You decide to dodge an attack and search for a weak point. Quickly analyze the cave's environment. I'll analyze the cave's environment. Just before the lion beast pounces at you, you slash with all your strength at the stalactite above. It crashes down into the lion's gaping jaws. Wait, the lion was facing upwards when it was trying to pounce? That makes no sense. It still has the fight. It's not over yet. Yep. You land on its neck. It lunges to seize you, but your swift dodges force its claws into a deadly knot around its throat. Seeing your chance, you give a final pull, and the beast strangles itself in a frantic struggle. Guess using your environment is one way to do it. And finally, the trial is ended, and you drag your exhausted body towards the stream. Clear water cascades down into the mountain valley, and the dense forest slumbers quietly in nature's cradle. And continue. You rinse your blood-stained hands in the water. The clear stream slowly turns red. The birds scatter and the fish vanish. You sense the forest's unease at your presence. Are they afraid of... Okay, it's... No change to stats. The critter's panic plunges you into reflection. For the first time, you realize that power can instill fear. You desire more power. You are still somewhat shaken. I need to raise my reputation. But I feel like Augusta might desire more power. Maybe. We'll see what happens. Alright, cool. With no time to rest, you approach the nobleman again. He imposes the second trial upon you. What is it this time? I know full well the next one won't be easy. Good. Killing a mad beast is hardly an achievement, I'm sure you're aware, girl, that all the warriors of Septimont have 2 lives. 2 lives? Okay. Kato seemed to mention this before. I don't remember him mentioning this, but we'll just question it. One by their parents, and the other by their sword. You may consider the sword in a gladiator's hand as their life in the arena. For your second trial, bring me 100 lives. Yes, prove to me you are worthy of standing in the arena. I need to blow my nose. Give me 1 second. Oh man, that cleared me up. Turn with disgust as you wave to accept. Calmly accept. Oh, calmly accept. To get the admission pass for the Aegon, you start the second trial. Day after day, you fight gladiators of Septimont. As your reputation grows, so do the spectators. They don't care who you are, but only want to see when you will fall. Look, it's that girl again. Didn't think she would get as many wins as she did. Just look at the size of her. How will she even carry those swords? Ignore their comments. Focus on the opponent before you. These are basically probably the same thing. You have grown used to this kind of noise. The deafening cheers numb your fatigue. Your sword now rests against your opponent's throat. Suppress your desire to kill, spare the opponent, and wait for the next challenger. That will maybe raise reputation, but will suppress my desire to kill. Hopefully that raises willpower. Actually, it should, right? Yeah. One by one, the gladiators you've challenged grow in numbers. Those you've defeated kneel before you, offering their swords, symbolizing their honor with both hands. Raise the opponent's sword. Steadily plant the opponent's sword into the ground. Yeah. Even in Septimont, there's a limit to opponents that prove a challenge to you. Eventually, you will need to seek out tougher challengers. You have targeted Victor, a frequent champion of the Aegon, from one of the noble houses. Alright, continue. Do you have any idea who Victor's father is? His lordship is the largest sponsor of the Aegon. Power, wealth, those aren't things brute strength can rival. Victor has the best mentor, the finest weapon. Indeed. The house behind Victor comes to you with an offer, a perfect job, and a substantial fortune if you walk away from the duel. Rip the contract, take the offer. Absolutely rip the contract. That will raise willpower all the way up. You reject the bribe without a second thought. Humiliated, the noble servant spits curses in your face. Say nothing, avoid any altercations. I don't know why it's like I don't know why it's like that, but hopefully this will raise my willpower all the way up. Yes, sweet. You ignorant country peasant, do you know what it means to refuse a noble? Then you shall suffer for your arrogance. When the time comes, don't expect any pity, as you won't be getting any. Ignore the servants. I, the scion, beside the servant. Well, we just ignore the servant. The scion silences the rambling servant and tears up the contract. Let's go. There is no point in talking sense into an ignorant fool. Then again, I'd appreciate it if you don't waste too much of my time in the arena. They throw a bag of credits as a way to humiliate you, following it up with sarcasm and mocking gestures. They attempt to overwhelm you with their pride. You feel nothing. Retaliate with the same insults. I feel nothing. The day arrives. Victor accepts your challenge with his honor of nobility as the stake. You remember well the haughty look he wore but a few days prior. But the nobles wield only words, not swords. Victor knows nothing about swordsmanship. You easily defeat the weak, incompetent scion and casually lift his pretty helmet with the tip of your sword. Approach the noble seats, stare at the watching nobles with contempt. I'll approach the noble seats. I have won, and I achieved it without wasting your time. Do you see? Your gilded lies shatter before real strength. Step on Victor's helmet. The crowd erupts in cheers and applause. The nobles, unable to deny your triumph, lower their heads, as they should. You return to your lodging to count your trophies. 99 swords, 99 opponents defeated. Now only one life is left to claim. Most gladiators have long feared your reputation and dare not challenge you except one. Aradel, the rising star of the underground arena. Unlike you, he was born with powerful forte. He is undoubtedly the king of the arena. Talents no longer matter to me, and a sword tempered by countless battles is no less sharp. Well, let's do this one. Amidst the endless chanting of the name Aradel, you arrive as promised. As always, spectators crowd the arena. Okay, there's no change of stats here. Oh, it's actually back to the center now for some reason. Your opponent's towering physique dwarfs yours, and his crushing presence brings to mind the fearsome lion beast. After several exchanges, you notice something unusual. The floor is too slippery to gain a foothold, and Aradel's armor is unusually heavy. You are all too familiar with the noble's despicable tricks. Of course. Keep calm. Anger brews within you. We'll keep calm. You then shift your pace, luring Erido into the very trap meant for you. After a few more rounds, his steps grow loose, his reactions sluggish. Seize the opportunity. Now's the chance. It's basically the same option. Your sword stops just before the neck of Septimon's strongest gladiator. The entire arena falls silent, and almost immediately the crowd erupts into applause. Stab, stab, stab. Kill, kill, kill. What? Uh-oh. Oh, wow, yeah, I predicted that. Right here. Arrow closes his eyes and accepts his fate. Victory is already mine. Let's leave it there. In front of everyone's watchful eye, you only take Erido's sword. You then bow towards the audience before turning to leave. You feel the people's gaze. You feel a sense of relief. Yes. There we go. Now we're back to 100. Live, live, live. Look back at the crowd and wave. The next day you arrive before the old school nobles with 100 lives. Erido is merely made of Septimontian flesh. Above him stands a far greater force. I am ready for the third trial. Yes, I am. Your third trial is to earn the blessing of Arenosa. He never planned to let me pass the trial, and this is an impossible feat. I know Arenosa. It has never tasted defeat. People say it's a peak no humans can never reach, the last wall of Septimon. But I accept. It is this insurmountable challenge that stirs the thirst of victory in your blood. You accept the third trial to confront the guardian of Septimont, Arsenosa. I pronounced that Arenosa. That is embarrassing. Arsenosa. Alright, that was chapter 3. Now we're here for chapter 4. On the eve of the trial, you return to the training grounds once again. While you wait for Kato, you find yourself standing before the familiar wooden post. It has been your most enduring companion in your pursuit of strength. I need to reach 100 martialism and 100 reputations, a sword and crown. Hug it gently, cut it down, and leave the past behind. We'll cut it down. Well, not particularly an easy path, is it? Tell me, what did you learn from this path? Strength can instill fear. Strength can be destructive. Strength brings conquest, such is humanity's oldest rule. Augusta, I'll be there for your last trial, and I will call your name for all to hear. I will not stop here, and thank you. Thank you, hopefully, will raise my reputation. Please do. Yes. Back in your room, you stare blankly at your stacked collection of swords. These trophies symbolize strength and conquest. But how will you show them to the world? You once heard the tale of a legendary gladiator, a warrior who would always fuse their opponent's swords with their own after victory. Now you decide to tread the same path and stand before the smithy. Is this where she gets her giant greatsword that she has? Stop outside the blacksmith's forge. Gaze at the flying sparks from the blacksmith's forge. Yeah, we'll gaze at it. You wish to demonstrate your strength, yet now you still seek to do... Wait. Yet now you still seek to do this with power not of your own. Watching the blacksmith's hammer rise and fall, and seemingly impractical idea emerges. Alright, that's weird. In the end, you use your forte to fuse all the swords into one. Okay, yeah, this is definitely wishing it's a great sword. Grip the heavy sword in your hand. Feel the power. Your forte never stands out among resonators, but its seemingly insignificant power is enough to be stronger than the forge fire and hammer swings. The Blade of Glory. In a display of her extraordinary strength and hard-earned honor, Augusta used her forte to forge the challenger's swords into a great sword. Alright. The day of the final trial has finally arrived. You walk to the arena's center with your newly forged sword. The bronze horns glare from atop the 12 stone pillars. All eyes are on you. Everyone is eager to witness how a human will rival the strength of Arsenosa. Survey your surroundings or take a deep breath. We'll survey our surroundings in hopes it raises reputation. Suddenly, a rumbling roar cut through the noise of the crowd. The nobles' banners flutter and fall. A colossal shadow swallows the sunlight around you. Arsenosa appears. Arsenosa's mountainous size catches your eye. There's a slight ringing in your ears. I feel like that would lower something, so we'll go with this one. It's awake, a noble shrieked. Arsenosa stands silently opposite you. Slowly, its eyes open coldly, watching you. Focus and stay alert. Rest your hand on the hilt. Well, focus and stay alert. Sweet. With a sudden sweep of her tail, the lioness shatters the stone pillar. You roll aside, barely dodging the flying debris. A chill seeps through the tear in the cloth of your left shoulder. Take the initiative. Take up a defensive stance. Hoping this raises martialism. Yeah. The screams from the stands are soon drowned by the lioness's roar. A wave of sound and dust rips past your ears. You can taste blood on your lips and tongue. Quickly patch yourself up. Ignore the pain and tend to the wound later. I mean, this... one would assume this would lower health but raise martialism. I need to reach 100 martialism, so yeah. Her second attack comes without warning. You barely have time to react before your sword rises to meet her descending paws. Recall your encounters from previous battles. This strike shall be my all. I mean, I feel like this is the same answer with the same outcome. Never mind. Did that just lower it all the way? Yes, it did. That sucks. You managed to withstand Arsenosa's fierce attack. Oh no, I didn't lower it all the way. Okay, cool. Alright, your fierce attack, and at the moment it withdraws, seize the opportunity to thrust your blade into the ancient crack in its right foreleg. Golden blood spills the arena. Look up at Arsenosa, steady your breath. Arsenosa ceases her attack, her mane brushing against your blood-stained face before she lowers her head. The arena shakes with applause. You hear the crowd chant your name in honor. I have passed the final trial. I have gained the lioness's blessing. Yes. The voices, they are... I'll let this raise first, in hopes that it gets to 100. Yep, sure did. Listen to the waves of cheers. Oh, it's the same thing. Okay. That probably raises her reputation all the way up. O wise and noble Arsinosa, the mighty guardian of Septimont, bestow upon her the crown of courage and strength. Walk up the steps after Arsinosa. Oh, it's the same thing. Okay. When the cries of triumph resonate with the earth, we see the fire of humanity blaze across Septimont. Wave after wave of applause, the Septimontians salute me as I advance. 100 reputations. Wait. O sun and moon, witness this extraordinary feat. Witness her epic dedication to Septimont. As the platform rises, you realize that by earning Arsinosa's blessing, you have been granted a privilege. They're all bowing to me. You are crowned the champion without the great Aegon. Nevertheless, you have already conquered countless gladiators with your strength. Under everyone's gaze, glory now bows at your feet. Raise your sword and silence the crowd. We will just raise our sword. Oh. At last you stand atop the summit, the champion. Only now, with battle fire cool in your veins, do your wounds raise their voices in protest. A little hard to read there. You have shattered the decaying order with strength, and through strength you shall reshape new rules. You shall wield gladiators' valor on the righteous path. You shall allow whom... Wait a minute, hold on. You shall allow no more fragile lives to tremble before death. You shall ensure that your homeland's tragedy will forever be undone. Yet should these new rules, forged by might, lose their foundation, will they not fall? A cold whisper of unease coils in your chest. Well then, no time for pointless pondering now. From this day forward, your sword, your honor, your 2 lives shall serve Septimont. Chapter 4, done. I'm assuming that's it, because that just feels like we're caught up now.
Merely the rough shape of a short epic. This is all I can offer about the F4. Now, as a listener, what do you make of my narration?
I mean, I enjoyed it.
I appreciate your kind words, my generous listener. I am only a humble wordsmith, spinning verses and rhymes. The essence of poetry is granted by those who dare defy their fate. There is one thing I must confess. Through my words, your knowledge of the Ephor is partial, at best. Poetry can only offer a glimpse of the true story, the reality of people, events, and things slips beyond the grasp of words. I do not belong in the pages of the epic, so I remain confined to the observer's gaze. I can imagine events and emotions unfold, but I cannot truly recreate them. Here's some advice for you, though I hesitate to call it such. If you want the truth of a story, step into it. Become part of it. The opportunity stands before you now. As I've said, the tale between you and Augusta, the hero of Septimont, is only now turning its next page.
You seem to know exactly what I'm about to do. Yes, it's a little strange.
It's not difficult to see. Fate flows like the stars, tracing their course. Your destination is written in the steps you take. The rain is passing. I hear it ceasing its symphony upon the earth. It is time for farewells. Before I leave, may I ask you one last question? What is it that has lifted Augusta to the seat of power? What is it that makes a ruler?
Well, I'd say strength. Let's be real. There's no way Augusta could have passed those trials without strength. Rover, what do you think?
First off, that was 2 questions. It was strength and conquest, her unyielding resolve, born from the hardship of the past, or I don't know. I like to think it was her unyielding resolve. She had to keep pushing through all the trials. She had to keep pushing through Kato to try to get him to mentor her. So I think it was unyielding resolve.
You needn't rush to answer now. Keep it in mind as you continue your journey. When the final chapter is written, the answer will reveal itself. Farewell, my friend. Our paths crossed by fate and by chance. Soon, after this brief encounter, everything about me will be gone with the wind. But you, your epic continues.
What the heck? The previous day.
Your Excellency, you have indulged her too much. As the priestess, you know is far too unruly in both action and word. It's a disgrace to her title.
Indeed. She entered the palace unannounced, uninvited, and with no decorum. A blatant affront to the authority of the palace.
Same as always. Senators, all she crossed was a doorway. One too insignificant to carry the weight of our authority, or defend anyone's fragile pride. Let us not forget, it is not the walls of Capitolini Hill that command fear. It is my will, my sword, and our relentless conquest. I know your fear. You fear a priestess's voice drowning yours, and a rebel challenging the Senate's rules. But listen well. Power does not bow to sycophants, cowering behind their traditions. If you seek power, then step from the shadows. Face me, and prove yourself worthy.
Took you long enough, Augusta.
Handling the senators takes time.
You know that.
Well, to keep our esteemed priestess from waiting, maybe next time I'll just leave them to their own devices. I'll make sure they record every detail of your feat and relay it word for word to Grandmother Lilibet.
The current head priestess of Septimont is Lilibet. Got it.
Priestess Iuno. Unruly behavior left Tetragon Temple without permission and trespassed into the Ephor's palace. I wonder, who will lose it first? Lilibet or you?
Let those old foxes report me all they want. If they step into the tetragon left foot first, I'll shoot the left. Right foot first, I'll shoot the right.
Hey, I'm with you on that one. The Senate should be reminded now and then that the Tetragon's kindness is not a reason to take Priestess Yuno lightly. Why didn't you wait there? I had everything handled. We depart for the hunting ground tonight. If anything changed, you could have reached me by my terminal. You didn't need to come all the way here. I want you free of duty until that day arrives.
You're overthinking it, Augusta. I'm here to see that person. Grandmother Lilibet said her fate is one of unknowable void. Sounds intriguing enough to make time for.
So that's it? Too bad. The ship from Laguna won't dock until tomorrow morning, and we'll be gone by then.
Ugh, what a hassle.
Patience, you know. The warrior has accepted the invitation. So, you'll have plenty of time to meet during the hunt. Is there something else you want to say?
I read Grandma Lilibet's Book of Prophecies. The hunt and our plan, neither end well.
The Book of Prophecies, a scroll Lilibet carries, recording visions glimpsed in the flame light. Both this book and the murals within Tetragon Temple are media through which the priestesses of Septimont convey prophecies to the people. Recording visions glimpsed, okay.
Are you sure we should go through with this?
Risk does not trouble me. Peril simply requires greater strength. But really, when did you start caring about the temple's traditions?
O ye faithless of Septimont, the divinity is enraged. Should your ruler defy their will again, doom shall be your fate. Lately, I've been hearing murmurs from the nobles again, about the ancient prophecy from Laguna.
I will admit, those words once carried weight. But when our ancestors crossed the waters and climbed these hills, Laguna's divinity didn't get a seat on the ship. And the priestesses all said the prophecy was incomplete. Only the hero of heroes, wielding extraordinary power, risen from the dark tides, shall bring eternity to Septimont. Then shall the waters quiet, the tempest still, and glory return with the blood of the old king.
The hero of heroes, the legendary ruler of Septimont. The legend traces its roots to an ancient prophecy that only the one who becomes the hero of heroes can save Septimont from falling into ruin. I see.
do not forget. This is the other half of the prophecy. Fabius, Attilius, Valeria, one after another, these heroes have saved Septimon from the brink of ruin. As long as a hero stands, no disaster can break this eternal city.
What if this time is different? What if ruin is our fate?
Then I will sever that fate with my blade.
What's so amusing?
So, the fearless priestess Iuno can be frightened after all. But it's fine. If you're afraid, don't push yourself. I can handle this alone. Most revered priestess, wait for me in the temple. I shall return victorious.
Frightened. Me? If anything, it's you, trying to shut me out and face it alone. Fine. Go ahead. You'll come back to me sooner or later.
That I can't deny.
I knew it. So you do need me for this hunt.
Thank you. You know.
Why are you saying this?
The storm is coming. Come, you know my friend. The best way to greet a storm is to walk straight into it.
Whew. All right. I am so ready for 2.6. Alright, now, with that, I will now commence in the second 10 poll for Brant, just to see if I get him or not. Now we're at 100% on Rover's Journey number 2, though it won't be for long. Alright. Polling for Brant. We're already at 19, so maybe we'll be at 29. Let's find out. Yep.
Quit the chit-chat. Tell me what you need and I'll make it for you, provided your descriptions are reasonable.
We've gotten multiple copies of him. You know, it's very rare for me to actually pull more than one 4-star on a 10 poll. Alright. What's my count at right now? 170. And I'm already at 29. So even if I fail the 50-50 for Augusta, I can still pull her. Yuno will be a different story, though. So I'm hoping to actually get to have enough to actually pull a Yuno as well, because I've heard she's a good support. Alright, but that is that Overture quest. There's no more main quests to do. So, yeah. Thanks for coming to the stream if you were here. obviously the one that I talked to previously tried to do the whole Discord pitch and subsequently left after I refused. So, bye to you. Watching from YouTube, as I've said, follow, like, subscribe, give me a comment, let me know how I'm doing, and I will see you all on the next one. Later.